How did you get so? And welcome back to the channel, and welcome to a video I've been sitting on for a while. This is me reacting to my first ever nuke, and before we get into it, or V2 rocket, but before we get into it, yes, I know I was camping like a son of a bitch. 1, 2, yes, I know the Whitley is broken as f, and 3, I don't care about the first 2. I've been hunting for a nuke since I was 5'4" and 120 pounds, trying to get one in Modern Warfare 2. And I remember I got like a 20 something when I was like 11, and I thought I was the second coming of Christ. Literally the night before I got this one, I was on a 24. We were playing on patrol on Das House. We beat this team 250-2 because this dude would not get off the point. I lost the nuke, not because I died, but because we won the game, and I had my 25th kill lineup, and I was absolutely in shambles. So the next night we were running. It was me and ISO, and we were going for it. After about an hour and a half of running, finally this happened. So we're going to go through it, talk about the thought process throughout, and then I'll show you guys the class and whatnot at the very end if you want to be an elite cheeser and ruin everybody's night in that lab. Alrighty, so this here is the live comm. Obviously I'll cut down some parts of the game that don't feel like they're flowing very well, or if I feel like it's a little bit slow here. But anyway, as you guys can see, we're playing on some Red Star. It's a little bit of domination. Start off super duper strong here. I had a feeling at the very beginning that this might be a game that I go crazy. Not necessarily getting a nuke, but definitely putting up some big numbers here, because they are just force feeding me down this lane. And I'm just checking, and I can't remember if we're playing 12v12. I keep clipping stuff, as you can see, and currently my face cam where it's at right now is covering the other face cam. So if you guys want the unedited, just raw 9.5 minute video of me just doing this and talking to ISO about whatever the fuck we're talking about, I'd be more than happy to do that. We're gonna drop the audio down just like a hair. It's not super duper loud, but we will go ahead and lower it just a little bit, to where you guys can potentially still hear some stuff, but not hear everything, obviously. So yeah, started off strong. The Whitley, I knew the Whitley was good. I unlocked the stronger mags for it that were like 150 rounds or whatever, because ISO, we were playing search and he just was wall banging everybody. So I was like, fine, we're gonna throw that on with a little bit of everything else. Obviously, class at the very end of the video here if you're at all interested in ruining the Call of Duty experience for anybody you run up against. Of course, this happens on Red Star too. If anybody has watched the streams, I appreciate you. But if anybody else knows, I absolutely cannot stand Red Star. Domination's not a terrible mode for it, but for your hard points, Search isn't terrible on it either. But it's a rough map. It's just so big, and then if you're playing 6v6 on it, you have to play this on blitz pacing, because otherwise it's worthless. Anyway, I'm trying to read chat there, and I'm running into walls and shit. It's brutal. ISO at this point, I'm pretty sure it's ISO who called in the local informants, so we're getting pings on everything. And then I just got blasted by the Whitley there myself. Also, sorry the video is lower quality. I had to record it in 720p because I wasn't recording at the time. I've learned since this happened to always have flashback recording on. So I press a button and I grab a couple minutes of video. That way, if some shit like that happens, I have it in 1080p 60 rather than, you know, fucking 720 45 to 60. I couldn't pick which angle to hold. Spawn trapping on this map can be pretty brutal, especially from where we're sitting. You can keep them pretty beat up back there. I was surprised throughout the entire time, and this is just in, you know, hindsight, that nobody went upstairs. Had they gone upstairs, I wasn't really checking high very much. There's a good chance they would have got me, but these guys obviously just were not having a good time whatsoever. So yeah, we're rolling at this point, ISO and I mean, I think we're talking about, I can't hear the audio myself, and I think we're talking about fucking you know, he was getting recruited for the army because of his KD, and then he was asking me if the Whitley was if he could build a class for the Whitley IRL. So at this point we have the flame knot. I don't think, no, this isn't the life. Yeah, obviously. So when I got the flame knot, I was pretty confident that I could potentially go a little bit deeper. Obviously 9 versus 25 is, you know, pretty big gap there, but I felt pretty confident if I could just sit on an angle and I could hold an angle, I could win my gunfights, because this gun wins fights for you. It's a 2-shot at almost any range. The fire rate's a little bit slower, but you guys will see on the build there, I do whatever I can to counteract that, and the recoil is just infamously non-existent. So we get a couple of good shots here, triple. My favorite thing about this gun, aside from it just being so goddamn easy to use and you just feel so good using it because you're just overpowered as shit. My favorite thing about this gun is how people will try and ego chow you, even with snipers. They'll try and chow you with snipers, and then you rip them off of a heady, and they just are flabbergasted as to what the hell just killed me. But then when you get killed by the Whitley, nothing in this planet feels, in terms of Call of Duty, nothing is as frustrating. As you can see, I'm playing burgers, it feels like. I mean, like, looking back on this, there's been a couple times where I've had big games like this. I had one a couple nights ago on stream, actually, where I could have hit it if I really, really, really wanted to, but I just fumbled super hard. So it's nice to get these streamer lobbies, you know what I'm saying, after just playing against demons. You know, I look at any of the Warzone clips, and you guys know exactly what I'm talking about there. So we are well on our way. I'm pretty sure this is the life that we're going to get it. And they are just force-feeding me kills here. This angle, they're just... These guys are all... I'm in game chat, and they're... I think I had everybody muted at this point. But you could tell that they're getting frustrated, and they're just ego-challenging me. And that's the nice part about... that's the nice part about 12v12, is that they're just going to keep pushing. And so we're holding this angle. And I think we're on... I'm not sure what we're on here, but I'm stressed. At this point, I am fully stressed. Okay, so they start to come middle. Yeah, because I was holding that angle. I got 10 or 12 really fast. Got to 12 within a minute or so. And at this point, I'm starting to get a little bit worried because I'm like, okay, the heart's pounding. I'm in 19 and I'm breathing. I'm trying super hard just to breathe as hard as I can to just slow my heart rate down because I can feel my heartbeat pounding. And this scared me because I round that corner, there's two. The guy in the back is sniping, so he fumbled it. So we're at 21, and this is where shit gets real, right? We're at 21. It's a pretty high streak. Can you get 22? I'm breathing really, really hard. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but I'm breathing really hard. I'm holding it. I'm getting gassed there. He's not pushing me, which is really smart because he doesn't have an angle to put shots on me, and I've obviously killed him at least once. So then they stop pushing, and I'm scared. I get the 23, need 2 more to get it, and they're just not coming anymore. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I peek here in a second, and you can maybe see it. There's glint. There's sniper glint on that little platform. So I'm on 24. I don't know I'm on 24. I think I'm on a 23 or a 22, so I know I need a few more. They're not spawning over there. I don't think I have forward intel, so I don't know where they're spawning. I peek a couple times, and I see sniper glint, and I get really nervous because, like, I'm on a 23 in my head. I know that they're going to start putting shots on me. They start to rotate really, really well here, or really, really well. I should say, not really, but they're looking at me super hard. They're trying to find me, and I'm scared. I'm breathing super hard. I'm trying super hard not to force the issue and make a play that doesn't need to be made, but I'm trying really hard. I'm getting shot at here. That was so close. I wish I had a health bar like in the COD League. I'm probably like 4 HP there. So I'm going to make a rotation because they're starting to spawn B side because we've kind of taken over the C spawn here. This is a really weird angle to play, so I'm going to push all the way back into spawn, just kind of hold it here. I get the ping for the UAV, and I see that somebody's close, and I put shots on. I missed it, and then I hit him. We'll drop it down. I'm losing my mind at this point. I wanted to clip it. I didn't know when it was going to go, and I'm just losing it. I'm freaking out. You kind of hear him. He's finally. So we pull that one out, and I'm freaking out. I'm pulling out my phone like it's 2017. I got to record my victory royale in Fortnite. I'm losing my mind. Got to send it to everybody for all the support. The amount of times I've been close on nukes, on stream, off stream. I'm so happy to get it on stream because there's so much that I am doing that I'm not recording. And I've gotten close a few times, and I just would hate to not have the evidence of it. And I finally get it, so I'm freaking out. And I'm just going nuts. Did not think I was gonna get it, and like I said, I was scared because I stopped spawning there. And looking back on it, it's not very long at all. But in my head, it felt like 2-3 minutes had gone by that they weren't pushing that angle. Realistically, it was like 30 seconds. But I'm just like, you can look at my face there. I'm just so excited to not have to deal with that shit anymore. I probably could have kept the streak going longer, but ISO has been known to pull nukes out of nowhere. So I was afraid that I wasn't going to call mine in, and then all of a sudden a V2 rocket comes in. Because that would be my luck, right? I finally get it, and then somebody else steals my thunder. Anyway, though, that's the first ever nuke. A lot of emotions there. Freaking the fuck out. Obviously, I've gotten close a couple times since. It's my first and only nuke. And it's very cool to have that moment saved. Because, again, like I said earlier, 11-year-old Casey could not get it done. And so to finally be able to pull that one out. Fantastic. But anyway, though, as promised, let's go ahead and pull up this class. If this has been nerfed since I had that happen and it doesn't work the same, I apologize, but it is what it is. So the class that I was running, I'll talk you through the attachments there, and then we'll call it a video. So I'm running the recoil booster to counteract the magazine. So the bullets, they hit harder, but they fire a little bit slower. It reduces the fire rate, because obviously if it fired faster and shot harder, it would not be balanced at all. So we throw the recoil booster on there. So we go with the 28-inch Gracie to help with flinch resistance and recoil control. Not that we really need it, but the magazine, it does add a little bit of bounce. Nothing that's totally uncontrollable, but for that extra flinch resistance, I do want to run that. Optic, I go with Slate. Obviously, use what you like. We're using the Gracie EM3 stock. That's going to help us with some recoil recovery, ADS speed. Realistically, you don't need too much. I like the Gracie, though, for that aim walking movement speed. You get a little bit of strafe. It's very nice for when you're trying to peek headies and whatnot. Sleight of hand, it's an LMG. All of them need them. This one has a really fast reload without sleight of hand, but obviously I like sleight of hand. It just helps out a bit. Fully loaded, it gives you 900 rounds. It's a 150 round mag, or box, I guess you should say. So powering through them, but that way you don't got to worry about throwing out boxes. Obviously, if you prefer a different kit, use a different kit. There really can't go too wrong with any of them. I just prefer fully loaded there. For the grip there, we're going with stippled grip tape. It's going to help with the recoil recovery and initial accuracy. Again, you don't really need it. I just choose to use that one. You could also go with the leather for the additional, the speed ADSing, or the polymer for that flinch resistance. It's really up to you. Obviously, we're going with the 50 BMG 150 box round. So obviously, we're going with the 50 BMG 150 round boxes. Disgusting. We could take a look at the stats here. It's doing roughly 68 damage a bullet with 100 HP pool. 2-shot kill. Easy. So you're just ripping people off of it. It's disgusting. Has no business being as good as it is. We're going with lengthen for that bullet velocity. Want to make it as hit scanned as possible. I'm just not good at leading my shots. It is what it is. You could go with FMJ instead if you really want to ruin everybody's day. FMJ makes it disgusting. And then I go with the Carver foregrip just for that additional recoil control. I'm not moving a lot with this thing. It's an LMG. I'm not going to be speeding around the map anyway. So that's the Whitley class for you guys. Anyway, though, folks, that's going to do it. I appreciate you guys for tuning in today. I know it might not be too crazy of a moment for some people. You not get a nuke every other game. But for me, who's been struggling to get one since I first started playing Call of Duty, it was such a weight off the shoulders to get one. And now we just got to go get another one. But I appreciate you, folks. If you haven't liked the video, be sure to do so. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. We go live Monday through Friday. It's an absolute blast. I would love to see you guys in there. Comment down below. Have you gotten a nuke? Are you still trying to get a nuke? Do you just not care? When's Minecraft coming back? I don't know, but I appreciate you guys. Have a fantastic rest of your night. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay hydrated, and we will see you when we see you, and hopefully that's soon.